I decided to go live this morning just like that because I'm going to wait for a few people to come in. If anybody's at 9:15 on a Friday morning as available, I'm not too sure. But I will definitely post this in my IGTV. Anyways, I decided to go live this morning because I show a lot of great moments on Instagram, and honestly, I have to say that all my moments that I show on Instagram are real. Like, I have an incredible life. It's not sugar coated. Um, Everything I come on here and say and do is reality. But sometimes there are moments that are not great, and maybe we don't post those enough. So the last week or so, and I thought it was important to come on here and talk about it because it's important to be able to connect with people on struggles and not just on the great moments. And so I really wanted to make sure I come on and say that this week I've been struggling. For those of you who know, I do struggle with anxiety. I haven't honestly had a lot of anxiety in the last freaking year, I have to say. It's super under control. It's super manageable for me. It's almost eradicated, to be honest. But this past week, it's been tough because my type of anxiety is health anxiety. So what used to be called hypochondria. Okay, so if you deal with health anxiety, it sucks. It sucks. But with all of the training that I've done and with all of the teachings that I've done, and I was then able to teach others, I have that in my toolbox, which is amazing. So when I say personal development, personal growth, and learning things for your life is so imperative to living your best life, it really is. I'm that example every single day. So I've been struggling with health anxiety the last week because last week I had a migraine, which I'm sure maybe some of you have. If you don't, good for you because it sucks. And I had a bit of vertigo. So migraine, vertigo in the last week. Why do I get migraines? Why do I get vertigo? I don't know. Like, a lot of people say it's stress. I don't feel like I'm stressed, but you never know. Like, something may have stressed me that's deep down in my subconscious and it just kind of developed into a migraine. So the thing is that I can go into a dark place when I think about my health. And so when I get a migraine with vertigo, well, now that was a new thing. Like, I usually get migraines and I'm like super fine because I know how to deal with them. I know exactly what happens. I'm in control of it. But when you get a migraine and then you get vertigo, I was like, what the hell is this now? So the last week I've been really trying to be calm, breathe through, meditate on this health anxiety that I have because of this migraine and vertigo that I've had the last week. Last night was hard. I couldn't sleep. Woke up at 2:15 in the morning with major anxiety. So if you suffer from anxiety, you know exactly what this means. It's like my whole body was not well. I was sweating. My mind was going a million miles an hour into negative made up stories, right? My anxiety, like listeners right now, you know what I'm saying, like the what ifs, the worst case scenarios. So last night I went into that tailspin and I hadn't gone to that tailspin in super long. But the good news is I was able to get out of it. I think for the first time in forever, I was able to lie down in my bed and feel like I was going to be okay. That little thing is so ginormous for anxiety sufferers. I was in my bed calming myself down and I was able to fall back asleep and be okay. And I literally remember telling myself while I was in my bed lying down awake, I am so proud of you. Like, I'm so proud that you're able to get yourself out of this. And that is not possible without all the tools that I've gathered in the last 2 years of my life. So the moral of this story is I want to come on here and say that if you are an anxiety sufferer, there's a way out, first of all. You're not alone, second of all. And it's not for forever. Like, I used to think anxiety was gonna be forever. Like, I'm stuck with this now. This is something that I'm gonna live forever. It's always gonna come back. How am I gonna live a happy life with having this, like, pop into my life every so often? What I'm telling you is that it's possible to get it way in control. Way in control. Why? Because I'm living proof. So, if ever you have anxiety issues, whether it be health anxiety or anything else, just remember that one, you're not alone. Two, it's possible to be better. It's possible. You don't have to stay in that space. It's not a space that you don't have to identify with, well, I'm an anxiety sufferer, therefore my life sucks and every so often I'm gonna have to deal with this. You don't have to identify with that. Remember, you don't have to identify with that. I used to identify with that all the time. Like, oh yeah, I suffer from anxiety, so I can't do this, or I can't do this, or I'm in a tailspin because it's like you don't have to identify with being that person. You can get out of that. So there's hope. So this video today is for my anxiety sufferers. There is hope for you to live better. There is hope for you to control that. There is hope for you to be well, feel well inside. Please know that. And if I get through to one person today about this, I'm gonna be so freaking happy and grateful. If you need help with anxiety, let me know. Of course, I'm here to talk. And again, it's the importance of getting those tools in your hands. It's the importance of being consistent with those because they help tremendously. I went back to sleep yesterday. I never used to do that. I used to have anxiety. I used to have to walk around the house. I would wake up like for hours. I wouldn't be able to go back to bed. I had to remove the adrenaline that was in my body. So I had to walk around the house and in pain, but also in here. Like, it was the pain in my mind. It was my body being unwell. It was thinking I was gonna have a heart attack. It was like, it's terrible. Living with anxiety is terrible. So yesterday, the fact that I was able to stay in bed and talk myself out of it and be well, I'm so proud of myself and what I was able to accomplish. And if I could do that, you can do that. I'm not more special. I don't know if that's a word. I'm not more special than you are. We're the same. We're all humans. We're all here on earth to live our journey. It just depends how much you want to do that, how much you want to be better for yourself, how much you want to be well. It always depends on that. Like, what's the pull towards you being better or wanting to be happier or wanting to be well? That's the kicker. That's like the first thing. It's like, if you really want to be well, you can. It's as easy as that. If you want to be well in your mind, in your body, you can do that. You just got to work a little. But the work is amazing. So why not? You work at all other steps. You work at bringing your kids to work, rushing in the morning, making lunches, pleasing your boss, pleasing your husband or your wife, being a good wife, being a good husband, being a good person. You're working constantly for other people. So what I'm telling you is work for yourself first. That's the most important. If you're well, everything around you is well. So I really wish that for you. I honestly wish that for you. I wish that you can see and recognize that that is the most important thing, because you can live a happy life. So although I come on Instagram and I share a lot of happy moments and I share a lot of teachings and I share a lot of that stuff, bad moments happen too. Like this week. And I didn't even want to come on Instagram and talk about it because I wasn't well. And I couldn't even do it. I was like, I just don't feel like it. And that's okay. And that's a boundary for myself that I put for myself. But now that I'm feeling a little better, I could go back and explain that this week was tough in the sense of health anxiety. But I got out of it. Freaking yes. I'm so freaking happy. I'm so proud of myself. This has never happened. I'm like, this is a win. If I win, you win. If I can win, you can win. It's as simple as that. You just have to want it. So on that note, I'm wishing you such a wonderful Friday, a great weekend. Just go be and do you. That's it. Go be and do you, that the most wonderful version of that. That's all you can do in life, is just be the most wonderful version of you, and everything else kind of slides into place. I love you. I thank you, and I will see you soon. Mwah.